friends, Miss Kristi here, and I am so excited to be together again cooking in the kitchen. Today we are learning how to make an air-fryer cinnamon and sugar bagel. This breakfast or snack uses just 4 ingredients and cooks in our air fryer for 4 minutes. We'll end up with one tasty bagel for ourselves. We're gonna have fun making this together today, and I'm so glad you're here.
All is calm and all is bright tonight.
Now, the first step to cooking and working in the kitchen is to wash our hands. Well, I wash my hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Let's go over the ingredients and supplies that you'll need to gather to cook along today. The ingredients you'll need are 1 plain bagel, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. The supplies you'll need are a small mixing bowl, a plate, a butter knife, 1 tablespoon, and 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, great. Your hands are clean and my hands are clean. We've gathered our ingredients and supplies, so let's get started making our air fryer cinnamon and sugar bagel. I'm really excited about this. You will need an air fryer for this recipe. We're not using the toaster to toast the bagel. We're gonna pop it in the air fryer with the cream cheese on it already, and it gets a little bit crispy and sweet. So this is just a fun recipe to try. The very first thing you're going to want to do, again, is have your air fryer. You're gonna grab the small mixing bowl that was in the supply list and put that right in front of you because we are going to measure out our cinnamon and sugar mixture first. So take your small mixing bowl, place it in front of you, and then grab your 1/4 teaspoon. It's the only one that we're using that's this small today. The other one's a little bit bigger. So it's gonna say 1/4 TSP. And then you're going to wanna grab your sugar. So we need half a teaspoon of sugar. I didn't want to dirty 2 of these, and we can actually just do 2 of these to make a half. So 1/4 plus 1/4 equals a half a teaspoon. So we are going to measure out 2 of these. So we're gonna do 1/4 of sugar into the bowl, and then another 1/4 of sugar to make a half a teaspoon. You can put your sugar to the side. We are done with that. Now you're going to grab your cinnamon, and we only need 1/4. So we're gonna use the same thing that we did, the 1/4 TSP, and we are gonna scoop out 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and put it right into our bowl. You can put your cinnamon to the side. We are done with that. And all I'm gonna do now is take my teaspoon that we just used and give this a little bit of a mix. This is what we are going to sprinkle on top of our cream cheese mixture. And it tastes really good and it smells good when it's done cooking. I just wanted to have that ready to put onto our bagel. So we can set this to the side. Keep this because we're actually gonna use that to sprinkle it on. So just set that to the side, and now grab your plate that we had in the supply list and put that right in front of you. And then you're gonna wanna grab your 1 plain bagel. Now if you make this again and maybe you wanna do like a cinnamon raisin bagel or a sweeter bagel that you might like, go ahead and try it. For this one, we're just gonna use a plain bagel. You wouldn't wanna use like a sesame or any kind of like salty, because we're gonna do a sweet, unless you like that kind of thing. So either a plain bagel, maybe cinnamon raisin, blueberry even, a sweeter bagel of your choice. And now if your bagel is not pre-cut, I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm gonna grab the butter knife. Because my bagel is not pre-cut, I'm just going to carefully hold it. It's on top of my plate, and I'm just getting this cut in half so that we can spread on our cream cheese. To the best of your ability, we gotta have 2 halves. All right, I'm just gonna dump some of these crumbs off here. All right, so set both of your halves on your plate in front of you. Keep your butter knife near you. We're gonna use that to spread our cream cheese. And now we do need to grab our 1 tablespoon. It's the one that says 1 TBSP. It's the big one that we're using today, and your cream cheese. Now, if yours is in a tub, doesn't matter. If yours is in a brick like this, doesn't matter. We just need to have cream cheese. Mine comes in a brick, so I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to measure out 1 tablespoon for each side of my bagel. Now you don't have to measure it. Once you make this and you know exactly how much cream cheese you like on each side, go for it. You know me, I like to measure things. I'd like to know exactly how much I need. So I'm going to take my butter knife and scoop in 1 tablespoon on each side of my bagel. So I've got 1 tablespoon here measured out. I'm just going to put this on here and spread it out. So again, if you make this and you decide you want a little bit more cream cheese on your bagel, go for it. But know that 1 tablespoon on each side is enough to get the flavor that we're looking for and to have our cinnamon sugar mixture stick to it. But if you like a little bit more, the next time you make it, add as much as you would like. All right, so I have 1 side done. I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna grab my tablespoon, take my cream cheese. I'm just using my butter knife to scoop it in here. So I know I have exactly what I need. And then once you've got a tablespoon, plop it on top of your other half of your bagel. And then you can put your tablespoon to the side. We are done with that. That's all we needed it for. It was to measure our cream cheese. I'm gonna set my cream cheese to the side. And now I'm just going to spread this out again. This is such a quick little breakfast or snack. It's nice that we can pop it in our air fryer. We already have the cream cheese on and it melts and it gets a little bit crunchy. And I just think it's a fun way to make a tasty bagel. All right, so I have spread that out. You can put your knife aside. We're actually done with that. We just needed that to spread our cream cheese. And now we're gonna take our cinnamon sugar mixture that we had already put together. And basically I'm gonna do 1/4 on each side. And if there's a little bit left over, then I'll sprinkle the rest on there. But I wanna know that I have enough for each side. So I'm just gonna scoop out 1/4 teaspoon and I'm just sprinkling it on top. However you wanna sprinkle it. For me, I can just tap the side of it and it falls out. You just want to sprinkle it over. If you get big chunks in one area or a lot of cinnamon sugar in one area, that's okay. Just try to get it covered as best as you can. All right, so that's one side. I'm gonna scoop out another 1/4 of a teaspoon, sprinkle it on the other. It already smells good because you can smell the cinnamon. And when it cooks in the air fryer, then it really smells good. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, like I said, there's a little bit left over, so I'm just gonna go back. I wanted to make sure we had enough for each side, so that's why I measured it at first. But if you have some left over in your bowl, you can go back and take 2 more scoops and sprinkle it on. It just helps add to that flavor. All right, now the fun part, we get to cook this. You can put this to the side, we're done using that. All we have to do is cook it in our air fryer for 4 minutes at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna take my air fryer basket and set it in front of me. All I'm gonna do is, it's not hot yet, so I'm just gonna place these in here. Going to put it back in. And again, we are going to cook this at 400 degrees for just 4 minutes, and then we'll take it out and we'll let it cool. So I have my 4-minute timer that I will start. I'm gonna turn this on to 400 degrees. And once it goes off, we will talk about getting it out safely, letting it cool, and then trying it. So here we go, 4 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, friends, this is exciting. The 4-minute timer just went off, so all I'm gonna do now is stop my air fryer. It's cooked in there for 4 minutes, and I'm going to carefully just set the basket on a protected surface. So whether you use a pot holder, I can put mine on my cutting board. So I'm just gonna pull it out and let it cool for 1 minute. I want the sides of the air fryer to cool down a bit. I want the bagel itself to cool down so I can take it out and put it on my plate. So let's let this cool for 1 minute. I'm also going to unplug my air fryer because we are done using that and I don't want to forget to unplug it. So let this cool for 1 minute and then we'll take it out and we'll talk about trying it. All right, friends, so it's been about a minute. I've just let this cool a little bit. I wanna make sure that the basket's not super hot. I'm actually not gonna touch anything inside. All I'm gonna do is carefully just grab my bagel out of the air fryer and put it on the plate that we had already used. So I'm not touching the sides, I'm just grabbing the bagel. It's cool enough to touch now. I'm just gonna put my basket back in my air fryer. And and it smells so good. I wish you could smell it, but hopefully you're making it along with me and you can smell it. But here we have it. This is our Air-Fryer Cinnamon and Sugar Bagel. We cooked it in here for just 4 minutes. It smells good. It got a little bit crispy. That cream cheese has melted into the bread a little bit, and the top is a little bit crunchy from the sugar crystallizing. So I do hope you try and make this. It was super quick, super simple. Give it a try or try it again, and when you do, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. You can even send me a picture of how your air fryer cinnamon and sugar bagel turned out. I'd love to get to see your creation, and maybe we could share it next week. Now, speaking of next week, on next week's episode, which is episode 74, we are learning how to make chocolate peanut butter pretzel sticks. This sweet treat uses just 3 ingredients and it's no bake. We just pop it into our refrigerator for 30 minutes to harden up, and we end up with a tasty treat that we have made for ourselves. In order to cook along and make our chocolate peanut butter pretzel sticks, these are the ingredients that you'll need to have in your kitchen for next week. 6 pretzel sticks or 3 pretzel rods, 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips, and 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Well, friends, our time together today is almost over. I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to make our air fryer cinnamon and sugar bagel. I know I had fun, and I already can't wait to cook together again next time. But before you say goodbye to this episode, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. You just have to click the little picture of me in the corner. That way you don't miss next week's episode. It'll be out on Friday, and I'll see you then. Bye, friends. It's time to eat.